back to you with another video, Farming Simulator 25 gameplay once again, and we are back at it with another round of harvest. All of my crops here on the Iowa Plainsview map is now ready for harvest once again. So it's that time to start getting stuff cut, start getting stuff shelled, and start getting stuff hauled to the elevator so that we can start making some money here again off the crops. So as usual, we got the John Deere X9 1100 combines out here at work. I'm currently only running one combine at the moment. I got the other one hooked up and all ready to go. I got my semis all hooked up and ready to go, and I figured I would just go ahead and just open the field up myself, and once I get the field opened up myself, I'll just go ahead and let both of my AI workers go ahead and work together here in this exact same field, because if you haven't figured it out already, this is a pretty big field. It goes all the way around over there where those trees are, basically all the way up to the very far end of the map. So yeah, it is a rather big field. I have probably close to, I think there's 5 or 6 fields connected, making this all one great big farm. So yeah, just to kind of show you just how big this field is, it's definitely safe to say that this is a farm that is plenty big enough for both my X9 1100s to work in. So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna keep on at it here and see if we can get a decent amount of soybeans cut in this field here today. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can get a better view right here, but yeah, it's a pretty massive field. So time to get into it, guys. The X9 1100 John Deere combine in the process of cutting soybeans. Alright guys, we are currently in the process of making the second pass of the headlands here on the soybean field. Um, One of the reasons why I like to make sure there's at least a couple of passes on the ends of my soybean fields is I really just want to make sure that there's more than enough room to make sure that the equipment is able to turn properly on the ends to go back the other way. With having a bigger machine and a bigger grain head, out there cutting away, I really want to make sure that the equipment has plenty of room to turn, so it can go back the other way. So that way it can get turned around as fast as possible. Don't have to worry about running over any beans, and I don't have to worry about kind of doing like a great big, multiple point turn when it comes to getting the machine turned around to start heading in the other direction. And I guess while we're kind of on the subject of soybeans, I kind of want to just talk a little bit about, the way and the process that we raise soybeans here on our family farm. Um, so when we're actually raising soybeans, we plant everything in 30-inch rows. The corn that we raise is 30-inch rows. The soybeans that we raise are 30-inch rows. And one of the reasons, a couple of reasons why we still raise 30-inch row soybeans is because we're just not quite at that point yet to where we can justify the cost of having a soybean planter. We have nothing against 15-inch row beans. We would absolutely love to raise and cut 15-inch row beans. We think it would be a really good thing to do here on the sandier soils that we have. It's definitely something that we would like to try and do someday. We would definitely demo a 15-inch row bean planter, and we would definitely see if there is a difference as far as yield, if there's a difference in how many soybeans actually grow and produce on the sand ridges, and just kind of compare apples to apples and see what the differences are in 30-inch versus 15. Now, from people that I've talked to about 15-inch row beans, I've heard some talk about how there is not really that much of a difference, maybe a quarter to a half a bushel difference in the 30-inch versus the 15s. I have also heard that when it comes to 15s versus 30s, that it is actually better for the plant to be in a 30-inch row spacing so that it can canopy. And I've also been told there's also a lot more nodes on the bottom of the plant when it's growing. So just some stuff that I've heard, it just from other guys, in the area. And us personally, we are not really too sure what is actually better until we actually try it. So for us, we just simply grow everything in 30-inch rows because we are just not quite to that point in the farm yet to where we can have two planters. This allows us to only have to store one tractor, only have to store one planter, and eventually when we get the acreage to do so, I do believe that we'll definitely have a 15-inch row bean planter someday, just not right now. So that's just kind of a little bit of the, little discussion about the, way that we raise soybeans here in northwestern Ohio. And I mean, as far as corn goes, I mean, we raise it just like everybody else does. The 20-inch corn out here, very rare. I only know of one guy that's got 20-inch row corn. Everybody else is still raising 30-inch row corn. We've always raised 30-inch row corn, and it's probably going to stay that way because we've always been 30-inch row corn planters, and if we were to make the switch, you would have to buy a different planter, buy a different corn head, you know, have to purchase a bunch of different equipment versus we're already set up for 30-inch row corn. Why change? So yeah, that's just a little discussion on, you know, raising some corn as well, which I'm sure, you know, I'll talk about corn a little bit more when we switch over to corn harvest here on the map. But yeah, so we're about halfway done with the second pass of the headlands. Once we get the rest of the headlands cut here, we'll start making the back and forth passes and get the other X9 1100 rolling, and see how much of this field we can get done in this upload. Okay guys, we are just about to wrap up the headlands here, and before I get both the combines rolling here, I think I'm going to go ahead and actually empty out here. So I'm just going to put the combine right here, back up a little bit, and we're going to run over here and get one of my semis. And that way both machines can start out empty. And this is the only downfall of having this big ass grain head, is that it's really hard to hit the truck with the auger without side swiping the trailer. The configurations for the auger on this machine is either having the adjustable spout, which the auger is actually shorter, so it really has a hard time reaching the grain trailer. And with this auger, you gain a little extra length, and then you have the non-adjustable spout, but you're able to hit the truck. That's the important part. So now that we got this machine unloading, I'm going to go ahead, run over here and fire up the other combine and get this AI worker started on this side of the field. I don't know if you guys noticed, we still got the Massey across the street. Alright, now we just gotta go in here and make some adjustments on the settings since the headlands are done. So we gotta go in here. Not worried about the headlands because they're not doing it. Not doing the headlands. So we'll turn that off. We'll set that to 2 just in case. I don't think it makes a difference on where they turn, but make sure all that is off, and we'll go ahead and get this AI worker going. This right here is the only downfall of the AI workers, that they just absolutely take forever to get started. Like, it sat there for a few seconds. Why? Like, I don't understand why it just sat there with the head running, backed up, and then finally got lined up. I mean, you must really got to have this thing 110% on the next pass, or it's just going to act goofy. Now, I understand why it's only doing a half pass like this because of the headlands, so I understand why it's not doing a full pass. Once it gets down here to the other end and starts coming back the other way, it'll more than likely take a full pass. So, okay, let's see. Now I need to try to remember which way I need to go to get back to the other combine. There we go. Alright, this one still has another 18, 19 liters of beans to go, so we'll go ahead. I'm going to finish unloading this combine, and then we'll get this AI worker rolling and see how each of them do here in the field. Alright guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up for the day. Got both the AI workers rolling here. Want to thank you guys again for watching. I know I was going to maybe show you guys a little bit more progress here in the field, but I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and wrap this one up and hopefully maybe get a upload here of one of the X9s or 2 of the X9s shelling corn. So that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I want to thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments down in the comment section down below. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you have a quick second, hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date with what's going on here on the channel. So until next time, guys, I hope everybody is doing well. Hope to get another upload out to you guys here very soon, where I hope to see you on the next one.